Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman McFarlane Collector Edition Batman Year 2. Number 34. Have they all been numbered? Maybe the collector editions have. I didn't notice that before. This figure is another standard release in a fancier box with a higher price point. And a bigger cape, but they don't always have that, so you can't say that's why it's at a higher price point. It's a figure. I think it sold out right away. Again, a lot of the McFarlane stuff does. I think that's a stock issue rather than a demand issue. Or supply issue, I mean, other than a demand issue. But anyway, it's a new Batman figure with some interesting things that I wanted to talk about. So we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before I show you the figure, I do want to show you my package. It is a good package. I can't say McFarlane did a bad job with packaging. Collector edition packaging is a little bit silly because we know they're just regular figures, but at least it does look nice, and the chrome on there matches the blue, white, black combo very nicely. Some artwork on the back that doesn't match the figure at all, or I guess I should say it the other way around. We'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah, otherwise decent packaging. Okay, let's move on and actually talk about the figure. This guy, like I said, I'm pretty sure he sold out right away. I'm not sure why. Is it because from the front he looks cool? Or is it that people wanted a Year 2 Batman? Or is it the color scheme on here? I'm not sure. I just knew I wanted to review it, and I'm a Batman guy, so I had to get one. But I'm curious what other people wanted from this figure. He stands roughly, including his ears, almost 8 inches. For just the head, it's a little under, it's like 7 3/8, give or take. And that's going to make him roughly, we'll call it 19 centimeters, and then, I don't know, 20.3, something like that. Here he is up against Darwin, just so you can see how big he is against a Marvel Legends figure. Certainly not comparable. Alright, so there are a couple things that stand out about this guy that are good things. The first thing is the matte finish is lovely. I love that the gray parts are nice and matte. This one's kind of shiny. That's weird. Maybe that's some grease. There we go. Yeah, the matte finish is great. I happen to also really like the blue highlights. Let's do a question of the day. Do you guys like those kinds of things? I hear so many people say they hate anything that looks like the comics when it comes to shading on action figures. I don't get that personally. I mean, I understand what they're saying, but for me, it's not even close. Like, I would much rather the figure look like the comics rather than just be bare black. You don't need highlights, they say. It's not 2D, but it still looks like the comics this way, so I like it. Let me know what you guys think. I think it looks cool. Alright, so yeah, I like that. I like the matte finish. I like the dramatic cape. Kind of. I think they went overboard with the sculpt. Like, they're going for this sort of thing as far as I can tell. And I don't know anything about Year 2 Batman. So if you guys know that this is based off of something more specific than this, which would be strange, you can let me know about that. But to me, it just looks like whoever sculpted it didn't do it right. The way it hangs down in the front here, but also sticks up here. And it's really angular and chunky and weird, and it's really impractical for an action figure because it's super heavy. I don't like the way they sculpted it at all, but it does have that dramatic look, so if you can make it look cool on your shelf, it's gonna stand out. They did do a good job with the blue on the inside and the black on the outside, so that's cool. The yellows are nice and punchy, and the head sculpt is kinda cool. I like the paint job on it. The face, the skin tone's a little bit weird, and the sculpt isn't great for the mouth, but having the pointy ears and the angry cowl is kind of a cool addition to the Batman collection. So yeah, I think there's a lot going for it that's good. The bad would be that they didn't paint the peg there, and they didn't actually sculpt the gloves. They just turned the forearm black and painted part of the elbow black, so that's super cheap. And then, like I said, the cape is janky as heck, and we still have some weirdness with the knees, and the torso is still weird, and all the usual McFarlane problems. So there's plenty to trade off here. Plus, the holster with the gun on the chest, it looks unfinished because there's no paint on it. So that's another thing. So it's like it's a real 50-50 sort of figure. So aesthetically speaking, I guess I have to say 7 because there's some cool and good stuff, but then also bad stuff. I don't know. They did a good job with the blue shading, even on these, which need to be heated to get put back into place. The paint job on it's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm going to go with 7 for the aesthetic. For accessories, you get the 2 clenchy hands that come on them in the package, which are goofy. Then you get 1 gripping hand and 1 punching hand. That's it for hands. That sucks. You do get his giant weapon, which is really cheap looking. Doesn't look good to me. The silver's nice, I guess. You get his DC display stand with the chrome logo on it that's off-center and crooked. Then you get the trading card that shows him in an entirely different looking suit. I'm gonna go 2 out of 10 for oh, you also get the gun that I already mentioned. So yeah, 2 out of 10 for accessories. This is a bad assortment. It doesn't look good, doesn't work well. Now, as far as articulation goes, like I said, the cape is definitely an encumbering mess of a cape, but let's see. The head does move around nicely. Oh, the neck moves around too. It's crooked. It's really crooked, but the head moves around nicely. You'll have to adjust your neck if it's messed up like mine. I can't tell which way it's supposed to go. That looks like it's supposed to be like that for the neck. Anyway, the head moves around really nicely on that neck. The shoulders have a little bit of play inside this torso. It is a new torso, which is weird because it looks like they took the old one and just changed it to hold the cape, which sucks because it's not a good torso. Very little play out of this. And then the shoulders do work pretty well. They have decent range. Full rotation's in there, but the cape will get in the way. Bicep swivel, still very soft sculpt for this whole Batman. Like, no muscle detail in all of the arm, so that's lame. Double jointed elbow is functional. It's not the best looking thing at all, but it is functional, and the wrists are on ball hinges, so again, functional. Torso doesn't lean forward, barely leans back, barely leans side to side. Even with both joints put together, you get basically no range other than a twist, so that really sucks. Going out to the side, you get your full-on splits pretty well. The diaper has to flex, but it works, so that's okay. Going forward, you have to really flex that diaper and it still fights you, so that's pretty limited. Going back is alright. Pretty loose joints. Thigh swivel is acceptable on this guy for a McFarlane figure. Double jointed knees, ugly as sin and disproportionate, but not too bad. But they're functional. Oh man, these knees are still such a bad design. Real bad. Heavy ratchet on the ankles, and the feet are too small for the lower legs, which are too long. Makes for a really difficult, an unfun time, a really difficult time for balancing this guy and getting him to stand up. Heavy ratchets. Functionally though, like, you're gonna get the range out of them, so that's okay. Toe hinge it's too soft, it's too far back, and it's not sculpted well, so that sucks. So yeah, his articulation's terrible, other than his head, and the rest is bad. I'm gonna go 3 out of 10 for articulation. This guy is not gonna pose well. You're gonna have to get him in some kind of pose and then just never touch it again if you want to get this, so that's a problem. Alright, so time for the cake rating. It is there. It's not great. Looks like he's clenching a little bit. I'll give him a 5. And now it's time for the final rating on this guy. It's kind of cool looking at first glance, and like I said, if you can get him in a pose that you're okay with and just never touch it again, it'll be fine. But that's not really how that should work. Like, it should be a fully functional articulated action figure, and it's basically not. So I'm gonna give it 2 ratings. 1 is my normal rating. It's gonna get a 5 out of 10. There's some coolness to it that kind of helps it, even though it's a pretty lousy figure. And so I'm gonna give it a 5, which is a low score. It's a really low score. But there's something there to find value in. Then I'm gonna give it a score for if you can get it on a shelf to make it look cool and never touch it again, which is not a fair, like, I'm just being generous because I think some people might do that for this guy given his look. I'm gonna give him a 7. Because there's enough going on here that I think you could enjoy having him on your shelf if you never try to handle it. And the only reason I'm doing that, I'm giving it a little bit of leeway in that because I think there will be enough people out there who want to do that for something unique like this. But that's not like a real rating. The real rating is 5. It's not very good at all. Even with the benefits of the cool things they did, it's still pretty bad. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, also, I don't know if it's supposed to even look like this. If it's supposed to look like this, then it should have an even lower rating because that's an entirely different blue. And he's basically black. It's like they got everything wrong. The cape is reversed. Everything's wrong on this. So, yeah. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it for me, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.